Three clips. I'm going to play three clips in a row that show you, that illustrate the news of the week. What you are seeing is the news of the week, what you're probably thinking about, maybe the anti-Semitism flap that the Democrats cannot bring themselves to condemn hating Jews because so many of them do. That's one thing. But mostly it's been about these investigations. So here is your president and mine, Donald Trump, talking about his attitude toward the investigations.
The witch hunt continues. The fact is that I guess we got 81 letters. There was no collusion. There was a hoax. There was no anything. And they want to do that instead of getting legislation passed. 81 people or organizations got letters. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to our country. I'm not surprised that it's happening. Basically, they've started the campaign. So the campaign begins. But the campaign's actually, their campaign's been going on for the last 2.5 years. So it's a shame. And the people understand it. When they look at it, they just say presidential harassment. But that's okay. No administration has accomplished, probably you could say this with absolute surety, in the first 2 years, anywhere near what we've accomplished, whether it's the tax cuts, whether it's regulation cuts, whether it's the Veterans Administration.
So that's Trump's take. It's a witch hunt. It's ridiculous. He points out, by the way, that Obama was investigated and stonewalled, didn't turn in documents, whereas Trump, according to sources, Trump has been incredibly cooperative, even with this Russian thing, which, as he says, is a witch hunt. Here's Al Green, not the good Al Green who could sing. This is Al Green, the Democrat congressman from Texas, explaining that he wants Trump impeached, but he doesn't have to find any crimes to impeach Trump. He says, people come and they say, oh, you got to find some crime or a high crime or misdemeanor to impeach Trump. But no. Still, he rises.
There are those who would want me to withhold my thoughts until after there has been an investigation, when we have clear and convincing evidence before our very eyes of the misdeeds. Separating babies from their mothers, who happen to be of color, I might add. Talking about S-hole countries that happen to be where people of color live, I might add. Talking about good people or very fine people in Charlottesville among those who are bigots and racists and xenophobes and homophobes, Islamophobes. Yes, the evidence is there because the president was putting in his policies these bigoted statements. These statements went beyond his words. They became a part of his policies. And for this, he can be impeached.
He can be impeached for his policies. He's going on to say that he corrupted society. He's corrupted society. So that's basically it. They hate Trump. They take everything he says as racist, whether it is or not. They make sure it sounds racist, and Trump doesn't care whether they think so or not. So he says whatever he wants. And sometimes is insensitive and loudish, no question about it. Though, if he's a bigot, he's one of the worst bigots ever, since people of all colors are doing very well under the economy that he created. But that's their attitude. Their attitude is Trump can be impeached for being Trump. Trump should be investigated for being Trump. You saw Jerry Nadler, the House Judiciary Committee, saying, "Yeah, we'll find out something. We're just going to investigate everything. We'll get something on him. There'll be something there." It is. Trump has a point. It's a witch hunt. Finally, one cut that kind of just slipped under the radar. This is a Sean Hannity exclusive. He was talking to Devin Nunes or Nunes or Nonos or what, who knows what his name is. But he was talking to him, and Nunes says that they are going to make a criminal referral about the investigation itself, about the FBI's behavior and their abuse of FISA. Criminal referral means they go to the Justice Department and says, hey, you ought to investigate this. Listen.
We're going to continue to call people in for interviews. Just last week, the new chairman of the committee said that he's going to reopen the Russia investigation. We offered about a dozen subpoenas of people that we wanted to subpoena. We don't expect for them to subpoena the people that we want. But at every attempt that we can, at every opportunity that we get, we will make attempts to subpoena these people to come in and speak. We will also ask for people to voluntarily come in and speak. Look, we need the new Attorney General to get in there, and then we will be making criminal referrals on many people who lied to Congress and did other bad things.
So that's actually news. I mean, and all of this is the news. That's what you're hearing. You're hearing about investigations. You're hearing about Trump spitting back at the investigations. And now, kind of under the radar, is this other thing, which I think is a huge, huge scandal. The way they investigated this president while he was running, because he was Trump, because they didn't like him, because basically Obama and Hillary felt that they owned the White House from here on in. But what's the real news? Okay, what's the real news? If you just turned that TV off and you just looked around and had eyes that could span across the country, what would the real news be? We'll talk about